Fred Okeng'o Matiang'i is a Kenyan born in Borabu constituency in Nyamira County. He has, however, never revealed the exact year he was born. A number of sources indicate that he is in his early 50s. Matiang'i and his lovely wife are proud parents of 2 children. Unfortunately, the couple prefers a low-key life away from the public. They are yet to share their photos on social media. Dr. Matiangi's education includes a PhD in Communication and Comparative Literature from the University of Nairobi, a Master of Arts in English from the University of Nairobi, a Bachelor of Arts in Education from Kenyatta University. He speaks Swahili, English, and has a working knowledge of French. Matiang'i began his career as a lecturer at the University of Nairobi and Egerton, where he taught English and comparative literature. His compassion for education and communication led him to various roles in civil organizations and international. He worked in USAID, the World Bank, the Canadian International Development Agency, contributing to research and program implementation. Matiang'i also served as a columnist for the Kenyan's Daily Nation, sharing his insights on education and development bodies. Matiang'i has served as the East Africa Regional Representative for the Center for International Development, Rockefeller College of Public Affairs and Policy, the State University of New York. Matiang'i's political career took off when he was appointed as Kenya's Cabinet Secretary for Information, Communication and Technology in the year 2013. His tenure saw significant reforms in the ICT sector, including the introduction of digital learning in schools and the infamous digital transformation from analog to digital broadcast. This migration opened a world of new opportunities in the digital economy. Matiang'i is notably remembered for the positions he served as the Cabinet Secretary for the Ministry of Interior and Coordination of National Government. He assumed the office on the 8th of July 2017 on the acting capacity after the death of Joseph Ole Nkaiseri, making him hold 2 cabinet positions concurrently, that is in the Ministry of Interior and Coordination of National Government and Education, Science and Technology. He took up the full position of the Cabinet Secretary for Interior and Coordination of National Government after being appointed by the President Uhuru Kenyatta in January 2018 in the President's second comprehensive cabinet appointment.
But I take this opportunity to inform our Kenyans that there shall be no vacuum in securing our country. I have taken this morning the decision to appoint Dr. Fred Matiang'i, the Acting Minister for Internal Security.
On the 22nd July 2019, President Uhuru Kenyatta, through Executive Order No. 1 in 2019, appointed him Chairperson of the National Development and Implementations and Communication Cabinet Committee. The committee is composed of all Cabinet Secretaries, the Attorney General, and the Head of Public Service who acts at the Secretariat. On the 24th of November 2015, President Uhuru Kenyatta, in a cabinet reshuffle, appointed him as the Cabinet Secretary for Education, having previously been in the acting capacity of the Cabinet Secretary for Lands. His appointments came at a time the education sector had seen massive leakage in the just concluded Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education National Examination. Within a short period of time at the helm of the ministry, he sent home officials from the examining body NEC and restructured the security procedures surrounding the handling of the exam papers. Policies he put into place regarding the examination of the national, secondary and primary examinations were: head teachers were directly in charge of the examination carried out in the examination center instead of education officer, as had been the case before. Social activities were banned in the 3rd term of the school calendar in order to reduce unnecessary contact between the exam candidates and outsiders. The maximum duration in which the KCSE examinations could be carried out was limited to 4 weeks from the initial 6 weeks. Results from the Kenya National Certificate of Secondary Education National Examination were now released in 1 month, down from 3 months that it took before. This was to eliminate the possibility of alteration of results by rogue officials. After the death of Joseph Ole Nkaiseri on the 8th of July 2017, Matiang'i was appointed into acting capacity as the Cabinet Secretary for Interior and Coordination of National Government. He was given his post courtesy of his track record as the fix-it man for the president in terms of getting things done. This was as a result of his tenure at the Ministry of Information, Communication and Technology, in which he ensured that the country had gone through the phase of digital migration despite protests from broadcasters and controversy surrounding the award of frequencies and tenders of the same. Also, while at the helm of the Ministry of Education, his work in securing the national examination earned him the accolades through the country and the executive. Matiang'i received a general public backlash over the government's decision to shut down the media houses during the swearing-in of Raila Odinga by his supporters as the people's president. On the day of the swearing-in, 3 radio and television broadcasting stations were switched off by the Communication Authority of Kenya by a directive from the Ministry of Interior. In a televised broadcast the following day, Matiang'i indicated that the broadcasting stations will remain off for the better part up until they had completed investigation into some people that he accused of being complicit in actions that will have led to the death of thousands of innocent Kenyans due to the build-up of incitements that were witnessed in the early hours of the morning of 30th January 2018. Matiangi tenure in government came to an end after the former President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta's presidency in 2022. Matiangi has kept a low profile after leaving office and has not publicly declared his interest in running for president. However, there has been speculation that he is preparing to bid for the highest office. According to the agreement signed on the 13th July 2024, lobbying firm Dickens and Madison, which lobby the executive and the legislative branches of governments of powerful nations including the USA, the UK, Japan, Kenya, and any other mutual agreed upon country or countries and international organizations on behalf of Fred Matiang'i. Jubilee also settled on Matiang'i as the flag bearer to unseat the President Ruto in 2027. The party's Secretary General Jeremiah Kioni disclosed that the former Interior Cabinet Secretary is well suited to clinch the topmost seat and outserve President Ruto in the next poll. Gusii leaders led by Senator Onyonga declared support for Fred Matiang'i, urging him to come forward, declare his bid and prepare himself for the forthcoming election. Matiangi's presidential aspiration has received backlash and support from legislators and Kenyans in equal measure. We are yet to find what his aspirations has in store for Kenyans. It is, however, a general belief that Matiang'i will bring liberation to the now suffering Kenyans who are being weighed down by the tough economic times, corruption, bad governance, and leadership altogether. The big question now remains, will he be able to unseat the now sitting President William Ruto in the 2027 poll? I guess we'll find out soon. See you next time. My name is Nyanchiri Hillary.